Jean Thompson with Wilson Associates right here in Greenville. I'm actually in Simpsonville right now at Steamatics. They do all kinds of carpet cleaning, and I thought this would be a great way for you to figure out, what they do, what you need done. And so I wanted to introduce Clint Acock. Clint, you are the owner of Steamatics.
I am.
Correct. And then we have Tiffany. Tiffany kind of handles everything else here, a lot of marketing and all of that too, but you know everything about the company. But Clint, you own the company. I don't know anything about carpet cleaning. Okay. So you're here to just kind of get people to understand what's possible to clean a carpet, what's not, and what is it? Can carpets be brought here? Do you pick them up? How does this all work? Let's start with wall-to-wall installed carpet. You're clean now.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
Okay.
We obviously come on site with our truck-mounted units like this.
Okay.
And we can schematically clean and recondition your carpet. One thing that makes us unique and different is the fact that we don't use soaps or detergents. So we're not going to leave a residue behind on the carpet that would allow your carpet to get dirtier faster.
Okay. Okay.
So we use.
So wait a minute. I got to stop you right there. Okay. I'm learning stuff here. So you're saying using a soap could actually make the carpet get dirtier faster after cleaning it?
Absolutely. Imagine washing your hair, the shampoo in the oven, and leaving it in all day. The next day, maybe a week.
Oh, it's feeling kind of nasty. Yeah. Even dry shampoo can't help that.
Likewise with the carpeting.
Okay, so you're not using soap. What are you using? Just water? Or how are you getting these things clean?
We use an emulsified water, so we take hard tap water that typically comes out of the spigot at the house of the customer, and we soften it with the truck. So as the water is being pulled from the truck, there's a tank that solidifies the emulsifier with it.
Okay.
So we take the hard water, we make it soft.
Yeah.
So soft water is always easier to clean.
Interesting.
And then we'll use different spotters depending on the mood. What the situation could be. It could be room related.
It could be
absolutely. It could be tea or coffee.
What about red wine?
Wine is a good one. Yes, we have a spotter for that as well.
What about you get to a house? Are you able to tell this is polyester carpet or wool carpet? And how well it's going to go cleaning? Like, does some clean better than others?
Yeah, good question. Great question. Typically, wall-to-wall carpeting is synthetic fibers.
Okay.
Wool carpeting, wall-to-wall, I've not seen in a long, long time.
Yeah.
And if I were to see it, it would probably, the customer probably would not want you to walk on it. But anyway, yes. If you were to clean your rod and the customer's not sure if it's synthetic or wool, there's actually what's called a burn test. I know it sounds really bad, but it's not as bad as it sounds.
Okay.
You basically take tweezers full of fiber out of the rug, and you take a lighter, and you do a burn test. So if it's natural, it's usually going to ash up.
Yeah,
Smell like burnt hair.
Right, yeah.
If it's synthetic man-made, it's going to melt. It's going to turn into a little hard ball.
Yeah.
And smell like burnt plastic.
Yeah,
so, we typically can do a burn test to decipher if it's synthetic or wool. Most customers don't have a wool rug, because they realize that when they pay for it.
Right, sure. Unless it was an area rug left in a house they bought.
Absolutely. Could be.
You never know. Of course, the seller will probably boast about that. All right. So do you typically go to a house, if somebody calls and says, we got some really bad stains here, are you going to say, well, we want to come over and take a look at it first to determine if we can even do this?
Yeah. We may want to come and see it first. Typically on commercial, we'd like to go and see it.
Yeah.
We don't know if they're a roofing company and they have roofing contractors walking in and out.
Yeah.
Or contractors. But, with technology today, we can send photos back and forth, email or by text.
Yeah,
but we may want to go and see it. We may want to go and see it if the customer, is explaining that there might be some grip challenges with you.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Mostly, yes. Residential, not necessarily.
Okay. Now, I've seen, being a realtor, I've seen a lot of homes and a lot of crazy carpet messes. Sometimes I wonder if they're running a car shop in there. It looks like oil spills. Like it's Dad, what do you recommend to a client like that? Do you just say, just get a new carpet?
Yeah.
Like,
Interesting that you say that. Years ago, I was at a customer's house doing a quote, and he was rebuilding his Harley Davidson in his living room.
oh my God.
He had his Harley into pieces.
I've seen these homes.
Yeah, that wasn't the room he wanted us to clean, but nevertheless, you can only imagine the condition of the carpet in the other areas.
Sure.
So you politely just have to say, it might be more advantageous if you invest what it costs to clean to it.
So just get a new carpet. Yeah, right. So there is a limit where you're like, we can't help you. You're gonna be honest.
Absolutely.
With the client.
Especially with pets too, if there's extreme saturation to urine.
Yeah.
You can do so much with it, but I've gone into homes where the urine is so bad, this house in particular from cats, that the subfloor beneath the carpet was rotting out.
Oh, yeah.
And in the basement below, you could actually see puddles.
Oh, my God.
Where it had dripped down from the from the subfloor.
Yeah. I had a house one time where it was slab, and it was so saturated that the owner was told, you got to rip up the slab.
Absolutely.
Rip up the slab. There's nothing you can do to get that smell out. Yeah, so be careful with your cats.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What if there's a client and they're in a 7th floor condo? Because I'm like, you're running this through this truck. Like, how long are these pipes? And I was like, are you going to say, like, we can only do up to a certain height, or do you bring equipment into the building now?
Another great question. Yes, you're limited to how far you can go with the truck, especially inside of a business or a building downtown. We do a lot of condos and commercial buildings downtown where we have to use portable equipment. That's comparable.
Yes.
But more practical because it allows you to get to the 8th to 12th floor.
Exactly.
Whereas you can't reach the 8th floor.
Yeah.
And then the hazards of having the hoses going up and down the steps across the city sidewalk.
Right. People tripping and.
Yeah, I don't want the liability.
No, don't want that. All right. So this is great information. Is there anything, I know you talked about doing Steamatic. Is there anything additional that's unique about your cleaning service that you want people to be considering?
Yeah, absolutely. That we are
Come over here.
We are a multi-service cleaning company. We don't just do carpet cleaning. Now, interesting enough, Steamatic was founded on carpet cleaning. Had the first recirculating padded cleaning equipment back in the 40s and 50s.
Wow.
Started franchising in the 60s. So, as Steamatic grew, our services diversified by means of water extraction. Because, most people have carpet and most people have plumbing. Pipes can break.
Yeah.
So that leads to, water extraction, mitigation of, water damage.
Okay. So you deal with water damage.
Absolutely. And secondary to water damage and that I'll take you right away is mold remediation. Mold can be a big factor.
So you deal with that?
Absolutely.
You do? Really? I didn't know that. You do mold remediation?
Mold remediation and water mitigation, fire restoration.
Okay, this is way more than carpet cleaning. Deodorization. That's an important one.
Great one for real estate. Yeah. So, we've grown to be not just a carpet cleaning company.
Yeah, you're way more than that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, I'm glad I'm here so I can learn all of this. That's fantastic. So, Steamatics, way more than carpet cleaning, fire restoration, water restoration, get rid of bad smells.
Moldization. And also, too, interesting tonight, mold has led us into crawl space mitigation.
Oh, thank God.
Go in and do work in crawl spaces, from removing and replacing insulation, removing and replacing vapor barriers, a lot of mold remediation in crawl spaces, and the best thing to do, obviously, all the encapsulations. We've been doing encapsulations for about 15 years.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you just say just encapsulate it.
Absolutely. Seal it off.
Yeah.
Put an industrial, commercial grade humidifier in it.
Well, this is great information. I really appreciate it. How long has your company been around?
I bought this franchise in 1999.
99, but it's been around a lot longer.
Since the 60s.
Wow, I had no idea.
Started franchising in the 60s.
Yeah. Started franchising then.
Yeah.
So
the founders, Mr. Blackman, Mr. Mooring, started in the 40s.
In the 40s?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Well, that's fun. I love
Long
history.
history behind Steamatic.
Yeah. Was it in this area that they started, or
Dallas,
was it
Fort Worth.
Dallas? Okay, so they moved up here.
It's why our corporate office is still in Dallas.
Okay, so it's nice that they extended out here because we certainly can use a business like you out here in Greenville. How far of an area do you cover? Because you were telling me you were out in Charlotte?
Charleston.
Charleston.
Last week. Yeah. So depending on the nature of the job.
Now, are you able to give quotes to people without going to the home? Like they just say measure the room, or how do you come up with an estimate?
Yeah, typically they go get up scene. For carpet cleaning, they charge by area. We also charge by zone. So if you're in zone A, our immediate area, that's the most economical. If you're in zone D, it might be 30 miles away. The price might be a little bit higher for carpet cleaning by room. For HVAC duct cleaning, we charge by the number of openings in your house. An opening is anywhere where heat or air conditioning could come out, depending on the season, and then the number of returns.
Okay, yeah, sure, because more time, right?
And mechanical units.
So do people hire you to just say, hey, come annually, clean our ductwork? You do that? Or do you only do it when it's a restoration job?
The National Air Duct Cleaning Association recommends about every 4 to 6 years for air duct cleaning for residential. But annually, we would do dryer vent cleaning, which is typically very easily forgotten about.
Yes. Oh,
until
absolutely.
your dryer stops drying and overheats because it can't vent the way that it should, and worse than any of that, a fire.
A fire, yes.
So the National Fire Protection Agency recommends dryer vent cleaning every year.
Every year. Dryers every year. Ductwork every 4 to 6 years. So do you have clients that you just go, they have no other issues in the home, but you just go there to clean ductwork? Okay, another thing you guys do. You guys are amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You think so too?
Well, I'm sure there's way more information a viewer may want from you. So what's the best way they can get in touch with you, your company, to call with questions, get more information, and possibly a quote?
Absolutely. Well, our primary office number is the best number to call, 962-5410, of course, 864-962-5410. That is our primary number that is available 365 days a year, 24 hours a day.
Okay. Good to know. Super. Well, there you go. Steamatics. They're awesome. They do a lot of different cleanings, not just carpets. So go to their website.
SteamaticSC.com.
So thank you for watching. If you have more questions about Steamatics, Clint, carpet cleaning, duct cleaning, all this great stuff, you can always just drop a message in my YouTube channel. And if there's another topic you would like me to record for anything in the greater Greenville area, Simpsonville, Greer, all of it, drop a message in my YouTube channel as well, which is Christine Thompson Homes. And please do subscribe so that way you can continue to get information about this greater Greenville area. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next show.
Follow me for more updates.